Hello YouTube, this is Elelwyn here, and today I will be filling a request from Lucille Seals. She has asked me to read some poetry that she has to study for class in a soft spoken voice. Now, I also received another request, and I'm just going to look up that person's username right now. And that request was for me to read some of my own poetry. So I am also going to do that in this video. And hang on just a moment, I'll have that person's name. TemperateWhispers. TemperateWhispers was the person who requested that I read my own poetry. And so I'm going to fulfill both requests in this video. I don't have as much time as I do today, or as I usually do, so I apologize if I'm talking a little quicker than you might be used to. I really need to get some sleep tonight. I have been sleeping rather poorly as my fiancé just got out of surgery, and I've been taking care of him at his place. And unfortunately, my accommodations there are less comfortable than my accommodations at my own home, and so I've been sleeping poorly, and with exams on the way, I need to regain my sleep. So this video will have to be a bit quicker than usual. In any case, I will begin with the, actually, before I forget, I want to put out a call to any whisperers that may be listening, and any listeners who would be willing to participate in a whisper video. I am working on a multilingual, multi-whisperer relaxation video. I already have some names signed up, and I have some people who I have requested and who have said that they don't have the time. But if you're not one of those people who had already received a request, I am looking for whisperers who speak other languages aside from English. Anything really is welcome, and if you're willing to read a passage in the language of your choice, please do message me and I will get back to you with some more details. So for listeners who won't be participating, keep your eyes peeled for that special whisper video, hopefully coming within a couple months or so. Now, without further ado, the poems as requested by Lucille Seals. I taste a liquor never brewed. I taste a liquor never brewed from tankard scooped in pearl. Not all the vats upon the Rhine yield such an alcohol. Inebriate of air am I, and debauchee of dew, reeling through endless summer days from inns of molten blue. When landlords turn the drunken bee out of foxglove's door, when butterflies renounce their dreams, I shall but drink the more, till seraphs swing their snowy hats and saints to windows run, to see the little tipper leaning against the sun. I could bring you jewels, had I a mind to. I could bring you jewels, had I a mind to, but you have enough of those. I could bring you odors from St. Domingo, colors from Veracruz, berries of the Bahamas have I, but this little blaze flickering to itself in the meadow suits me more than those. Never a fellow matched this topaz, and his emerald swing, dower itself for Bobadillo, better could I bring. Hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul, and sings the tune without the words, and never stops at all. and sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. The soul has bandaged moments. The soul has bandaged moments when, too appalled to stir, she feels some ghastly fright come up and stop to look at her, salute her with long fingers, caress her freezing hair, sip goblin from the very lips the lover hovered o'er, unworthy that a thought so mean accost a theme so fair. The soul has moments of escape, when bursting all the doors she dances like a bomb abroad and swings upon the hours, as do the bee, delirious born, long dungeoned from his rose, touch liberty then know no more but noon in paradise. The soul's retaken moments when, felon led along, with shackles on the plumed feet and staples in the song, the horror welcomes her again. These are not braid of tongue. I felt a funeral in my brain. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead. Then space began to toll as all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I in silence, some strange race wrecked, solitary here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then. I heard a fly buzz when I died. I heard a fly buzz when I died. The stillness round my form was like the stillness in the air between the heaves of storm. The eyes beside had wrung them dry, and breaths were gathering sure for that last onset when the king be witnessed in his power. I willed my keepsakes, signed away what portion of me I could make assignable, and then there interposed a fly, with blue, uncertain, stumbling buzz between the light and me. And then the windows failed, and then I could not see to see. And that is Lucille Seals' poem requests. I'm sorry I don't know the author. She didn't tell me. But hopefully someone might recognize them and be able to comment with that information. Now I will be reading my own poetry. I only was able to salvage one sonnet from my long, albeit personal, career of writing poetry, but I did manage to salvage several psalms that I had written. Now, for those of you who are not religiously inclined, I will say that there is religious content in a psalm, because by its nature it is generally regarded as a religious form of poetry. But if that doesn't bother you, keep listening. I'm just giving fair warning to those that may offend. But poetry is, of course, a personal matter, and I don't feel wrong in writing about what I want to write about. Just friendly notice for anybody who would care to leave now. Be my guest. Otherwise, feel free to listen on. This first poem, however, is a sonnet entitled The Rose. She wilted, fading night by night alone, a rose whose petals scattered in the breeze. Her heart was swiftly hardening into stone, her gaze was cold enough a soul to freeze. Thick frost had long since blanketed the ground, to slumber sending all the blades of grass. Thus, still and cold and garbed in crystal crown, she wilted in a guillotine of glass, until, from high above betwixt the grey, The infant light of spring broke through the haze. Her melted shackles now the dew display a watery prism to shine for all her days. Where once there stood a wilting winter rose, now smiles a heart from which love's light e'er flows. And, I believe I must have made changes somehow. In any case, now we move on to the Psalms. The first one is the Psalm of Smiles. Lord, I thank you that you have given us joy, that we may be filled with happiness inside. But Lord, I thank you even more for its expression. I thank you for letting us merely part our lips, contract a few facial muscles, and feel the happiness within us, and the joy is spread to all who see us. Thank you that our joy can be a joy to all the nations. May the Lord smile down upon us all. The next psalm is the Psalm of a Melted Sculpture. I praise you, Lord, for you gazed upon me this morning. Your eyes did not wander from my soul. I sat in your house, a centerpiece to your guests, and they marveled at my craftsmanship. Look, they cried, see how gentle is the look in her eye. See how kind words have sculpted her tongue. See how her fingers are so delicate from turning pages in your word. You saw what they did not, for it is not my works that have shaped me, but your steady hand. Where is her heart? You asked them, and they did not have an answer. Thus, this morning in your house, you breathed upon me the breath of life. The spirit blazed and lit a funeral pyre beneath my pew, and the ice sculpture melted. For all things in you are a new creation, and today the old has died. May the guests at your table drink the water that I have become. May you send me as a river to quench your people's thirst. Today, a thing of beauty became a thing of eternity. Praise be to God. Psalm of the Charred Rose. My heart is pulsing tears, my Lord. These tears are too deep to break the surface. Pain has replaced the blood in my veins, and shadows are cast upon the gleam in my eyes, for I see a charred rose lying dead on the ground. What once was a rare and delicate bloom now lies useless, beautiful only in memory. I remember this rose, my Lord. I remember it before it was taken by fire. It was the fairest in the bush. The bees favored it above all the others. Its petals were woven of the softest fibers, and they shone dazzling crimson in the sun, whilst its vibrant stem danced, rustling its perfect song with the wind. I loved that rose, so much that I cut it from the bush. Lord, would that my tears were as potent as your own. Would that I could bring this rose to life once more. For I have let this rose be charred. Though its blackened petals scream hatred, Lord, may you forgive me. You understand, Lord. You always do. I await this rose's resurrection. I only pray that you heal it before it fades to ashes. And Psalm of a Long Day. Lord, my bones are weary. My feet are calloused from the road. My eyelids fall as iron curtains before bloodshot eyes, and my mind reels with the thoughts of the exhausted. You woke me this morning before the sun, and still you keep me up long after it has crept beneath its horizon duvet. The sky from my window has been painted black, and my light flickers in time with my typing, piercing my eyes with every flash. Too long have I been awake, my Lord. Too long have I been at work. Too long has my mind been left to wander. Take it home, Lord. tuck it into bed. I need my father's kiss goodnight. Psalm of Forgiveness. I am an unworthy creature, Lord, not fit to even grovel at your feet. My hair is caked with mud, my feet are calloused and sore, my face is smeared in dirt. Sand of 1,000 deserts pierces my skin like scimitars, while visions of trees and rivers dance behind coal-black eyes. My skin is like weathered parchment, sallow and jaundiced, clinging with deathly grip onto hollow bones. Still I lay here prostrate, knowing that you will cleanse me. You will wash and dry my hair. You will heal my scarred feet. You will clean my tired face. You will mend the wounds of the sand. You will restore the spark in my eyes. You will soften my skin. You will fill all my bones with marrow, and you will bring me to life. Next, Psalm in Praise of Snow. Lord, I am daily baffled by your creation. Excuse me. I cannot fathom its intricate beauty. As I walk to your house, frost-bitten in a frozen embrace, tiny crystals spiral from the underbelly of the clouds, dusting the pearly slopes with a fresh coat. I cannot help but gaze as they dance, landing sometimes on the ground, sometimes on my coat. Waiting for the light to change, I take a moment to peer at a single snowflake, the one that landed on my glove. Dazzling patterns, so delicate, so complex, fading to water in my breath. May I be half as beautiful to you, Almighty God, and may I always melt in your breath. Sorry about the cough, everyone. I said I wouldn't do that, but we're almost done, and hopefully I turned away far enough. Psalm of Love. You are unstoppable, Lord, relentless in your passion, and I praise you for passing that on to us. I thank you that one indestructible remnant of Eden, one pure memory of you, remains here untouched, untainted, and pure. Thank you, Lord Almighty, King of Hearts, Love. Psalm of Friends. Lord, in this world we are not alone. There are others who share this journey. Together, we laugh sonatas and weep waterfalls. We dream futures and regret pasts. We cower in fear and slay dragons. We are all a part of you, and I thank you that you are not just made of feet, Lord, but that we must work together to form your body and serve you in unity. And the final poem or psalm of tonight is the Psalm of Society. The nations are at it again, Lord, only in smaller scale. They fight aimlessly, swearing like Pharisees by the rules they created, rules that aren't important to you. They have lost sight of you. They squabble like infants over what is right and wrong, not even seeing that the answer is right before them. They cry out, "Why does she do this?" when it is made clear that you have a hand in what is happening. When she declares love, they declare war. When she pleads mercy, they gnash their teeth at her back. May you be with her, Lord, and may you give me the strength to do the same. And that is the whisper video for tonight. I hope Lucille Seals and TemperateWhispers, you enjoyed that. And for the rest of you, I hope you're fast asleep. Farewell, my friends.